Although it might be a new link, so here it goes. Okay.
Hi, Amanda. How are you? Good.
Hey buddy, watch out. I've got the camera going here.
Sorry. She's right over there.
She is. Would you like to go up and study? Okay, and then Zach. This is my BFF, Damon. She lived right next to me when I was a kid. We used to roll from my yard to her yard. Yes, I was fixing to do that, but then
I guess.
yeah. Okay, I updated it. That it should be it.
Updated in the place that you'd already done.
Yes.
I'll go back and look real quick and make sure. Did you know that Violet and Zach were here? Yeah, I saw them when they came in. Yeah, awesome. Oh my god.
I was like, So can you join? So right now you can find it right now. It says open application on the tab, right? Watch down below. It says can't join the stream.
Refresh. I should have refreshed it because I just opened. I did have to just change the link.
Just posted. Is it different?
It's in the same post.
Oh,
It's just
so
a
she
different
posted
link.
an hour.
Yeah, it's a different one. Yeah, it's a different one.
Is it on your Facebook page?
Yes. Yes. He's around here
The last
somewhere.
post I see of yours is the dessert that I could eat with you last night.
Well, I'm glad I saw you. All right, cool. Now I know where to go.
I saw you walking in, I was like, oh, this one I updated it here.
You changed it on a post 4 days ago?
Where'd we go?
Yes, I edited the post in case anybody wants to go back and look at it, but I'm about to post another one. Oh, there.
Join the stream.
Oh, there. What is happening?
Are you able to join the stream?
Yeah, so she's
You
on
can join
it.
it fine? Okay.
Yeah, from her post on Facebook. Or a good while ago. Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Okay, so I also just texted it to you.
So the reality is, one of the other guests was asking for it. I'm going to be here on the live stream.
Right.
I just want to be able to share it with folks.
Exactly. Oh, it's good to laugh.
I've heard a bunch of laughs.
That's good.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Okay, excellent. That's fine.
Yeah. And right now I just have this down to whatever's coming in from the phone. Whenever we start, I'm gonna plug in the thing to do the microphone. The baseball game. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to the baseball game. I think so. She's a good question. Right there. Right there.
Stacy.
She's yeah. Stacy's over there. Yeah.
You're like, you know, remember me.
There's a lot more people to talk about. God. I was just looking that way. I'm trying to give me a heart attack over here. I was looking this way. I turned and saw you, and she goes, "Do you know?" And I'm like, I would say no, but yes. Yes, I did, and I shared it in our group message. Also, the link changed, so I'm trying to send out the new one now, and I just made another Facebook post with the current link. Yes, yes. Okay, yes. Other people that are closing lab. So he wants to grab a spot. Also, I know. She's fine. I was just gonna show her. New lilies. Make her smile for the day. Okay. So y'all know that she was pregnant with me. I've done so many times. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure we get the live stream going. Years and years and years. So, what is it? Oh, good. Cool. I guys newer ones. She's so cute. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Are your babies here too? No. Oh, okay. I mean, I say babies, they're ginormous, they're adults, but, you know, we're still gonna call babies. She's 6. That's the one that lives with us. That is aggressive. I think this is fantastic. How are you? I'm much better than so long. We survived it. I am so glad. This is so stunning in here. I think Faye would so much. All of the colors. They have like, that we don't get to see. I think this is right. No, I was very proud when we first walked in, so I just kind of bypassed that and I'm walk up to Oh, I can't wait to look at that. dancer. Yeah. I mean, she didn't stop dancing. So that, I mean, she was a dancer professional, but she was a dancer. She totally did 100%. Oh gosh, I love that picture. You go look at it. You go look at it. Walking in there, okay?
I did. I showed her Lily because we were talking about. She said, I said something about. She goes, "Are your babies?" She goes, "I know they're not babies, they're right." But I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, they're." She goes, "Oh." I said, "This is the one that lives with us." She's like, I can't help the time to walk, right? I think he was seeing me. Yeah, he's there. Who did Jackie belong to? Which Jackie? Oh, she was Stacey's friend and then my friend. Okay. She was my maid of honor. Out of all of the people and friends that we all know, Jackie were the two that I really knew. Well, because of how significant they were in the business. I mean, they've always been around. Yeah. Jackie now, you're supposed to be tired. I don't know. I still want to be a boat. Maybe you don't like well, I don't like them huge. That looks nice. Okay, if it bothers you, I'll tie it. I like that. It's very pretty. I bought Josh's sweater. And then now the colors were wrong. So I found the different things. Was like, so those colors are perfect. Oh, is it already live? Yes. Oh. Goodness. So you said this. I need to go find the teacher.
I wanted to just let everyone know. Services are going to be closing in Kingston. Just haven't had an opportunity to visit Preston. Now we I can get those from my crew. We're going to be closing in Kingston. If you haven't had an opportunity to visit Preston.
Yeah, I think I wrote G. Well, she's
So I don't need to take the option.
He looked familiar, and I'm like, he looks like Jim. Okay, that's why.
Yeah, because there was a picture of him with my mom.
Like, dude, it's Phil. He goes, oh my god, it's Phil.
Actually, when he brought up the wait, no, way too young, way too young.
I'm like, no, no, no.
Yeah, he's got gray hair now. Did you see that?
No.
His hair is red, yeah. It was him and Jake like that. I think it was his brother. I was all like, oh, dude, he's got, because he had like, you know, that classic like Italian thing going on with the gray hair on the side. I was like, oh wow. I would not have recognized him actually, so I could recognize him as him, but I wouldn't have recognized him as Jim. So, but I've only seen him 5 times.
So I think the last time I saw Jim is their wedding.
Yeah.
And that's been, I mean, Jacob would.
Jacob is huge. And it's so funny watching these kids grow up so much. So. And I got 2 kids. I got 2 grandchildren too. So.
I mean, I've not seen them since they were.
Yes, since they were little. Now they should have.
So Matt's watching?
Huh? Yeah, Matt has 2 kids. He got married 2 years. So they're keeping busy. Yeah. And they're going to move out to Colorado in June or July. Staying with us for hopefully a short period.
Right. Sure.
I mean, you'll get to spend time with the grandbabies, so it's okay.
Yeah, no, that's my
That's the fun part of it all.
Yeah, they are adorable. One of them is he's only 8 months. The other one's a year. So, but they're both little redheads, and they're like super cute. And it's just like, hey man, I finally got it out of my beard, and honestly, because we kept thinking that one of them was going to be a redhead because my grandfather had reddish hair, but his mother was a full redhead. So we were like, skipped a generation. I kind of got a little red when I was younger, hoping then, no. Skipped my sons and went.
I was going to say, you would look good with red.
You look very Irish.
Or, but like, genuinely like blood red, not like natural.
Like funky colored red. What do they call it? Is it funky colors? Yeah.
Or are you talking about Manic Panic?
Manic Panic, that's it.
Yep.
Manic Panic. That was the one I used. So I colored my hair every color I could think of. Pretty good.
There we go. Okay. Try. It's still picking up from over here. And I don't want that.
Do that door. Move all the way to the truck.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if the microphone is working. But it's on him and it should only be picking up him. It's picking up me. I know. I guess not, no.
Well, good afternoon to everyone. On behalf of Faye, Keith and company, we welcome you to our celebration of life. First and foremost, can everybody hear me okay? Sound system is working. Today we celebrate the life of Faye. We're so honored to have all of you here with us today. On behalf of the family, please know your unending love and support continue to uplift us. My name is Jeffrey Morani. I have an honor to be a friend of this family, and I'll be guiding our service today. We are sad today, and as such, there may be tears today, perhaps even from me. But a few things are okay today. Laughter is okay today. You're going to hear some stories that I think will make you laugh. Elation is okay today. Pride is okay today. Again, some of the reflections that you're going to hear today will invoke many of those things. Perhaps more tears, perhaps. But as we celebrate life, that's an important word. Because Faye was full of life, wasn't she? On the stage, off the stage, with her family, publicly, privately, life. Life abounded, life surrounded her. And you folks are quite the reflection of that, so thank you for being here. Again, there may be some sadness today, but in our sadness, we're reminded of the Gospel of John, chapter 14, in which Jesus tells his disciples, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. My Father's house has many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that I am going there to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you with me, so that where I am, you may also be." Thomas said to him, "Lord, we do not know where you are going. How can we know the way?" Jesus answered, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." Faye knew the way. She had her own faith journey. She had her own relationship with God that she didn't necessarily flaunt publicly. But she knew who her Savior was, and because of that, we know where she sits today. In many of the stories and the anecdotes, and in our questions, in our discussions, the theme of time comes up very often. And sometimes those phrases are, "Why did this happen now? If I could just have a little more time with her. If I could speak to her one more time." Ecclesiastes chapter 3 tells us there's a time for everything under heaven. There is an appointed time for everything. A time for every affair under the heavens. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to unroot that plant. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down, and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to be far from embraces. A time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow, a time to be silent and a time to speak, and a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So many of our stories, so many of the thoughts and prayers that we share are around the word love also. St. Paul tells us in his first letter to the Corinthians, and it's perfectly fitting here. Love is patient, love is kind, it is not jealous, it is not pompous, it's not inflated, it is not rude, it does not seek its own interest, it's not quick-tempered, it does not brood over injury, it does not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never fails, so faith, hope, and love remain. And of these, the greatest is love. I heard some of you saying, oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. So, I'll conclude my opening remarks with a prayer and a poem. A poem entitled Mother of Francis Holy. This is an excerpt from my opinion. Mother, during those early dearest days, I did not dream that you had a large life which included me. For I had a life which was only you. Time passed steadily and drew us apart. I was unwilling. I feared if I let you go, you would leave me eternally. You smiled at my fears, saying, I could not stay in your lap forever. That one day you would have to stand, and where would I be? You smiled again. I did not. Without warning, you left me, but you returned immediately. You left again and returned, I admit quickly. But relief did not rest with me easily. You left again and again returned. You left again and again returned. Each time you re-entered my world, you brought assurance. Slowly, I gained confidence. Mother, I have learned enough now to know that I have learned nearly nothing. On this day, when mothers are being honored, let me thank you that my selfishness, ignorance, and mockery did not bring you to discard me like a broken doll, which had lost its faith. I thank you that you still find something in me to cherish, to admire, and to love. I thank you, Mother. I love you. That's my mind. I invite Faye's daughter, Kristen, to share a poem in some words.
Hello, everybody. I wanted to start it off with a poem that I found to be very fitting for this moment and very fitting for my mom. It's called "Do Not Stand at My Grave and Weep." She was very much a person that was about happiness and light and love. And even though some of us are sad and we have tears, she would want us to smile and be happy. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep.
I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds and circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die.
Thank you.
And now I wanted to share some of my own personal reflections on what mom was like. For those of you who don't know, I'm Faye's youngest daughter. And some of you may even remember when she was pregnant with me. I know this because you've all told me multiple times. If I had to describe my mom, I'd say that she loved deeply and made people feel special. And she had a way of showing up for people she loved, no matter what. For example, my 30th birthday, I was going to Los Angeles for a work conference that weekend, and Amber, my middle sister, had mentioned that she wanted to meet me there to celebrate. And I asked her if mom was going to come, but she told me no. However, I had this feeling that she may wind up coming. Well, I got to Los Angeles, and Amber and I met up at the airport and went over to the baggage claim. And I remember feeling just a little disappointed that it was just Amber. Mom wasn't there. So I accepted the fact, Mom's not coming. And so Amber and I were waiting for our bags, and Amber's like, hey, why don't you stand over here so I can take a picture of you? I was like, okay. So I'm standing over here, and I'm smiling and everything, and then all of a sudden I feel this arm come up around me, and I turn, and it's Mom. She made it, she was actually there, and I was like, I knew, We all started laughing, and they were talking about how hard it was to keep the secret, but deep down, I knew that Mom was going to show up, but that wasn't even the biggest surprise. Throughout the evening, I noticed that Mom and Amber had been acting suspicious, and I just couldn't figure out what it was. I thought maybe they had another trick up their sleeve, but I just have to wait and see. Later on in the evening, we started heading back to our room at the hotel. We get to the room, and I'm trying to put the key in, and it wouldn't work. But I'm still trying, because I was like, this is our room. And all of a sudden, the door opens, and this woman starts yelling at me. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I start panicking, but then I look up, and it was our oldest sister, Stacey. And I'm like, I just couldn't believe it. They had all kept this secret from me, and Mom especially. Mom likes to talk, They all kept the secret from me.
It was very hard.
I know, it was very hard. But it wound up being a wonderful experience. And I mean, I'll be a little selfish. I'm happy with the fact that it was me that brought everybody together in that moment. It was a wonderful birthday surprise. But for me, the best part of the weekend wasn't that they were all there to surprise me. It was being at the beach with my mom. Because ever since I can remember, she loved the ocean. And fortunately, that is something that she passed on to me. And now every time I go to the beach, I always think of her. Other than being a mom, another role that she loved was being a grandma. When I got pregnant with my first child, I was scared to death. But Mom was there every step of the way, from the very first home test to the doctor's appointments, to the day that I delivered. Mom was there. And throughout the whole time, she assured me that I was going to be a good mom. And when my daughter Isabel was born, Mom was completely in love. She may have spoiled her a little bit.
A little bit.
Especially since we lived there. And it may have been more than a little. But that's just how Mom was. She loved big. She was true to her Texas roots. And she loved big, always. And as the kids got older, that never changed. She was always their biggest fan. She always showed up for them to games, events, concerts, anything that she could be at, because that's what mattered to them. And that's what mattered to her, was to be there for them. I'll close this out with a fun memory of her as a grandma. She and Keith came to visit my family when we were living in California, where my son Steven had this super awesome playroom, complete with a play kitchen. And one day I go in and I caught her sitting on the floor, putting away all the little food and dishes and everything. And there's video of her doing this in the slideshow, so you'll get to see it. She's cleaning and organizing, and I tell her, I'm like, just so you know, he's going to dump all that out when he gets back. And sure enough, Steven comes in, and Mom is sitting there saying, Steven, look, I put all your stuff away for you. And he just walks right over and starts dumping it all out. And Mom just laughed and laughed, and she's like, well, I was warned. But again, that was her. She didn't need things to be perfect. She just needed to be present. And that's what I'll remember most, the way that she showed up, the way that she loved, and the way that she made life feel special. And even though it's hard to imagine life without her here, I know that her love did not leave with her. It's in all of us, and the stories we share, and the memories we hold, and in the love we continue to give. And I'll always carry that with me. And speaking of passing on that love, my daughter was going to speak, but may not be able to now. So next I will call up Taylor, or Madison, or Amber, whoever is ready to come speak next. Thank you all for listening. This is my daughter Taylor, one of the youngest graduates.
Actually, the youngest.
She is the youngest.
She's the baby.
Baby
This
grandbaby.
is the baby of the family. And she's got a few words that she would like to say about grandma. Go ahead. Let's go.
And everyone has said goodbye so soon. She will be missed by all of us.
Closer to the mic.
She loved me so much, and she made me feel loved in many different ways. She will always have a place in my heart. I will miss her a lot. I remember all the times we had sleepovers, and I would make breakfast and help her with everything. When we would go out to eat, all the time. And she was always there for me every night and call every night. She would answer and listen to me. And listen to me when I needed it the most. And I know that she was loved by everyone so much, and we made blankets a lot. I still have wonderful blankets, and we almost every basketball game. It was every basketball game. She was the last person there. She never had anything on the wall. And almost every talent show, she would be there and support everybody. And she loved everybody, even if they weren't her kids or children or anybody that she knew. We would always be friends.
One of their favorite memories, and we did this yesterday, because I went to go get our nails done, and we joked that we saw her nails before the league closed, but we made the joke that she needed to get them filled, because there was just too much space there. Darn it. everybody. I'm Amber, the middle one. I guess you're the troublemaker. I won't take that.
Well, I don't know about that.
Anyways, okay, so as we were all getting prepared, my phone was trying to write new speeches on me. As we were all getting prepared, it was kind of hard putting words together. As I look across this room and seeing all of the people, there was a moment when we all got here. And Kristen was worried. She goes, I don't know if anybody's gonna come. And I was like, I don't know if you noticed, but even if people don't show up in this room, they're definitely gonna be following the live stream because every person we told, every social media post we made, conversations in person, Mom didn't have an enemy of the world. Again, you look around this room, and this isn't even like half the people that have commented and wanting to be here. We've got people, I think as far as Alaska, that were asking for the link, because that's just who Mom was. And she knew everybody. Her motto for the longest time was, remember, when AOL first came out, one of the first internet sensations, and when we lived up in Massachusetts, and she had her own AOL account. Many of you that worked at FDIC may have known this, but her tagline was Miss Texas, ms.tx, and that was her, and that's what she was known for. Now, Mom, 70, we just recently celebrated her 70th birthday, and that's a long time, When you go back and look, she had almost like 3 separate lives. And by that I mean the different stages. One of her taglines, and I don't know if you guys remember, we had like a profile on AOL, and you got to make a quote, the quote at the very end of the profile. Her quote, life's a stage and I'm always on it.
Yes.
And that couldn't be a lie anyway, because every single stage she had the opportunity to get on, she was there. In those younger years for us, we went through a couple different phases of life, but she always showed up and she always taught us that, just be there. You don't have to bring something, just bring yourself, bring your smile. That's what she liked. So I'm going to focus just a little bit on her latter years. So the last, I'd say, only 15? So Cody's 15, Isabel's 16, and Violet and Zach you guys are
17, 16.
Oh my God. Okay, so we ranged anywhere from almost 20 down to 10. And so in those years, before that, Mom was all about not only her friends and social media and social status, banking was her life. Many of you in this room probably can attest to that, and that's probably how you met her at some point. If you didn't meet her from banking, then you probably met her through theater, or maybe even the schools. Because in this last stage of her life, the kids became her life, the grandkids. And they've sort of looking for, they've encompassed that in all stages through them as they've grown up. Her love for theater, her love for banking. Yeah, I rambled. Sorry. My point being, in this latter stage of life, she was everything she could be to everyone. And the stories I've heard just today, the common reflection is love, caring, and giving, because that's just who she was. And that legacy she has passed on to us and her grandchildren. Her banking, she had that, amazing secret tool and secret financial information in her head that she tried to pass on to all of us. Too bad I didn't learn it that great. I didn't learn her trade, but we're trying. So, and the last part I'll leave you guys with her grandkids, their life. Not just her kids, all of the grandkids. Not just her grandkids, the nieces and the nephews, the entire family. Billy's over here, and he's got 9 children, and she loved each one of them as her own, as she did us. And she made sure that everybody got Christmas presents and visitation, and whenever she came, it was really really important to see the Alabama family and all of those kids because she loved them just like she loved us. So when I say the world's best grandma, she meant it and she lived it. Just a few things that she's done over the past, 15, 20 years as being grandma, which is a role she loved so dearly. She showed up for everybody. She took on the booster club at the middle school there in Little Elm. And she ran concessions, and it was her show. She ran it the best she could. And every single child that came in there recognized her as mom or grandma. They may not have known her name, but she filled that role for every single kid that came in there. The children that we've encountered over the last couple of weeks as we've been trudging through this new way of life, every single one just said how big she loved. And it was like their grandmother passed away. So as we leave here today, when we're done sharing and venting these stories, which I'm sure they'll never end, she's still got a million stories out there to tell. Just know that she loved all of you so big. She's leaving an amazing legacy in the grandchildren's lives, in theater, in school athletics, and making sure that everybody knows how she loved them. And everybody mattered. It didn't matter who you were. So that said, I hope we can all leave here knowing that Miss Tex and that yellow rose, she is the yellow rose of Texas, and she's still here. She's still here. All right, and this is my little daughter, Madison. This is Maddie, our resident Walker cheerleader, one of Grandma's biggest cheerleaders. And I don't want to take away from the other grandkids, but I think she thinks she's the favorite. But that's okay, because again, Mom loved big. Yep, there's a tiff going between the sisters of who's actually that favorite. Okay. Okay. So this is the word. These are the words that Maddie wanted to say. And I'm going to read them for her. Nobody could have ever prepared me for having to say goodbye to my grandma. She wasn't just my grandma, she was my best friend. I told her everything and we had sleepovers all the time. Those are some of my favorite memories, just being together and talking about anything and everything. Again, Mom's got that gift of gab, and she passed it on. My grandma loved giving to others. She has such a big heart. Around the holidays, one of my favorite things we did together was myself and my siblings and cousins would give back to people in need with my grandma. We would bring blankets and other necessities to homeless shelters, and that meant so much to me because it showed me the kind of person she truly was, someone who always wanted to help others. She also loved the little things like frogs and yellow roses. Those might seem small, but they were a part of what made her special. Now, every time I see a frog or a yellow rose, I will think of her, and whenever I see white butterflies or cardinals, I'll think of her then too. I'm sure you all know how much of a bird lover Mom was. My grandmother didn't have an enemy in the world. Everyone loved her, and that's part of why this is so hard, because so many people knew her, and so many people cared about her. I also loved how goofy she was and how she was never embarrassed about anything. She could make people laugh and feel comfortable just by being herself. I loved when she would come to my basketball games and be the loudest one there. Anyone surprised by that? Even if it embarrassed me. Looking back, I wouldn't change that for anything. Some of my favorite moments were the simple ones, like making blueberry muffins together. She would keep them for weeks, and it always made me happy knowing we had made them together. And I also loved when she would randomly text me just to check on me or send me old pictures. It usually embarrassed her mom. And it just showed how much she cares, even in the smallest ways. Another memory I'll always hold on to is her love and working at Lakeside Community Theater. I love being there with her. It showed me just how many people she knew and how many people love her. Everywhere she went, she made connections and made people feel important. She didn't have to know you to make you feel important. Ask the random stranger at Walmart that she talked to for 2 hours. Probably didn't even know her name. A part of me still hopes that she'll come back one day, even though I know deep down she won't. But I always know that her love is not gone. Her goal in life was to make people happy, and she did that every single day. I will always miss her, and I will always love her, and no matter what, she will always be Maddie's best friend.
Thank you, Madison.
Thank you, Madison. No, I don't know. We have others. Steven.
This is my favorite nephew in the room right now. Steven. She's not here. Aw, so one second. There you go, bud.
Hello everyone, my name is Steven and I'm 10 years old and I'm happy to be here with all the people that love me and Grandma. So I'm it.
No, we love you.
Grandma also loved me and I loved her. We would usually help out a lot, like usually during Christmas time we would help her decorate the Christmas tree and like when Auntie Amber was speaking, like she worked in concessions. My mom and I worked in concessions too, like once a time. I also liked when my mom was telling everybody that when she was picking up all my kitchen toys off the floor, and I would like come back home and like mess it up again. The best things I usually liked about her is like when I would like come to her house or anywhere where she's at, she would probably say hi to me and give me a hug. Like she loves me so much. Like, yeah. It's like she's my best friend too, my Madison. She also loved bird watching and stuff, and she got a bird feeder last year in March or something, or April, and it was great. She also likes yellow roses, and when they were closing the thing, they put a yellow rose on her when they were closing the box.
Thank you.
That's all I have to say.
I'm Zach. I'm her oldest. I know we were exactly there for a lot because, in case y'all didn't know, my mom loved being away from everybody. But in the past, I want to say 6 years, I've made a few fun memories because we moved. But one of the ones I'm thinking of right now, in 2021, I was in 6th grade. I was in choir, and I had a concert. And one of the most important things to me was my family being there because I wanted them to see the work that we had done. I was very proud of myself, so I wanted them to see that. And I couldn't see anything because I was up on the stage. They were in the back because my family passionately played for everything. But it meant a lot to me, like to just think maybe my family's here, like besides my mom, my dad, It was important to me to know that they were there and that they saw me because I was proud. Today's the day of pride. It's what they said. Anyways, after the concert, I was exhausted because I'd been singing on stage and been working all day on it. So maybe I didn't show a lot of gratitude then. But whenever I came out, I was searching for my family in the crowd full of people because it was a middle school concert. Everybody and their grandma was there.
Even yours.
Yours. So, I guess what I'm trying to say, kind of got off track. Her presence meant a lot to me. Maybe it didn't always have to include gifts and stuff like that. Her being there was what always made me feel happy. Another memory in 2023, the year after we moved, my grandma, she came up and she visited us and we went hiking and stuff, and it was really nice. I got to talk to her because we didn't really talk that much because I don't really ever have much to talk about because I'm boring. It was really nice being able to see her for the first time since we moved. After that trip where she visited us in Colorado, we've gone back to Texas with her, and we visited these guys and her, and we visited family. I stayed at their house, I think it was about a week later, and she took my sister and I out to the store, and we went home and we made breakfast for dinner instead of ordering out like we usually would. And I know that seems really small, something just like, oh yeah, you make dinner at your grandma's house, but we didn't do that often, so it's just a very fun memory, I guess. It meant a lot. So her being there was what was important to me. And I'm glad that all of you are here today to be here, like she was for me.
All right, thank you, Zach.
Good afternoon. When I first heard the dress code for Faye's memorial and celebration of life was bright colors are encouraged, I said yes. That's my girl Faye.
Yes.
You see, color, bright color, is the frequency Faye ran on. You knew she was coming before she even rounded the corner because something in the air changed. It buzzed with electricity and excitement. And Faye's energy just naturally kicked things up a notch or two in the most beautiful of ways. And to us New Yorkers, she was pure Alabama sunshine. I think that was Connor who coined that one. But before I go any further, let me introduce myself. My name is Barbara Moritz Cooper, and I am Faye's sister-in-law and one of Keith's siblings. My husband's, Faye taught me this, my handsome husband and I are here representing the East Coast Moritz
family. Particularly, my heart broke her parents, Marilyn and Ed. My sister Karen and her handsome husband, Michael, along with 8 adoring nieces and nephews, one of whom holds the title of her favorite. But you'll hear more about that in a minute.
This co's favorite.
Firstly, Faye did something that we all felt was practically an impossible feat. She captured my brother Keith's heart.
Yes. Amen.
And then luckily for us, she danced her way into the living room of our hearts. And I chose the term living room because it's where family gathers, it's where love gathers, and it's where love exponentially grows beyond the walls of our individual hearts and becomes this collective heart with collective memories. So, how do families recreate the modern day living room when life stretches family members miles, hundreds of miles, even thousands of miles away? We engage the family chat group. So let's just say the family chat lit up with a frequency befitting Faye through stories and video, some tears, and tears through side-splitting laughter. Oftentimes it was Faye's belly laugh, but ours now too. And Faye was infectious. I mean, who wouldn't want to be infected with childlike fun and glass half full? Can you top me off? Thank you kindly, man, kind of attitude. So please indulge me where I share a few of those collective memories. With so much love, nieces Grace and Molly remember the car ride home from the Bronx Zoo and Aunt Faye's video of this persistent prairie dog, Alan, on repeat, again and again and again. And Faye laughed so hard, they had to pause the video so she could catch her breath. And then again, she went back for more. Alan. Oh, it was just uncontrollable laughter in the back seat of the car. And this was a typical scene. Somehow it was always Faye at the kids' table. With Brady at Amber's wedding, coaching him out of his 3-year-old shyness and onto the dance floor. With Bridget dancing at the Rough Riders game until they were on the Jumbotron. And there was one time on the Wonder Wheel, which is this fantastic Ferris wheel at Coney Island in Brooklyn, right off the boardwalk, stone's throw from the Atlantic Ocean. In this Ferris wheel, certain cars would swing you out seemingly over the horizon, out of the ocean, swing back in, twice in a rotation. She was holding little Erin's hand. Faye squealed, with equal parts terror and delight with each swing. And in her wonderful Texas/Alabama/Oklahoma,
Wash it.
fresh off the ride, legs still shaking. I thought we were gonna fly right off into the sky. A bunch of our good time memories revolve around family outings into the city, Broadway plays. As we all know, Faye has a penchant for the stage, deep love of the theater, which she shared with so many of you, and a wee bit of the flair for the dramatic. But we would go back to City Field and root for the Mets, back to Brooklyn and Coney Island, which I had mentioned. So Coney Island is famous for 2 things. One, the Cyclone, which is a creepy, old wooden roller coaster. neck brace optional, and Nathan's hot dogs.
Oh, yes.
Cyclone first, hot dogs second. Riding the historic cyclone is a rite of passage for every Lawrence kid, and Faye was no different. Faye's first ride on the cyclone happened to correlate with Patrick and Bridget's first ride, because you had to be yay tall to be allowed on the ride, maybe fourth grade-ish. That she did. After surviving the ride, all family members who rode had their picture taken and then directly off to Nathan's for hot dogs. This was Pop-Up's call. But there was an arcade between the Cyclone and Nathan's, and there were 8 kids with big eyes being pulled sideways towards the bells and whistles, and they needed just one adult to buck the system. Yes, it was. Our girl Faye. Yep. One of the things that I really, really loved about Faye was her unabashed praise of God. The words, "Thank you, Jesus," rolled off her tongue with the ease of a woman who has been through the valley and been to the mountaintop and knows the difference and steadfastly praises. The power of that kind of faith moves mountains, bridges relationships, eases pain, and inspires belonging. That's my girl, Faye. So you might be wondering, as I know those watching on the link are at home, who her favorite is. Perhaps. Connor's chagrin, only one nephew, Keith's godson, Maddie, received the family's most memorable recital of Dr. Seuss's "Oh, the Places You Will Go." It was a graduation, and through poetry and rhyme, she gave breath to the key of life's adventure. A memorable gift to Maddie, and yet a gift that keeps on giving to us all. So lastly, I turn to Miss Ovita Faye, Sweet Faye, and on behalf of my sister Karen and my parents, I thank you for giving my brother Keith the greatest gift ever. You gave him family to have and to hold, to cherish, to fill the cooler for softball and baseball games, to cheer from the sidelines, to applaud from the rafters and standing ovation for her, to be present and valued in the lives of Stacy, Amber, Kristen, and all of their beautiful families. The Faye frequency doesn't leave us. It expands us. And we are all better and brighter.
Folks, we're going to show a brief slideshow on the screen. There's a couple of things about that. First and foremost, if you're in the back and you're having a hard time seeing the screens, come forward. Don't be shy. If you want to see what's on the screen, by all means, come forward. Also, participation is welcome. You're going to see some pictures that will elicit laughter. They may elicit tears as well, right? But laugh if you're feeling it, and you may see some pictures that elicit memories of, oh my goodness, that's in Galveston, that's in New York, that was in Alabama, etc. Don't hesitate to let the folks around you know that you know where those pictures came from. We'd love to hear it. Those of you watching at home, Kristen's going to post this as well, so you'll be able to see it. Not quite right now live with us, but you'll be able to see it.
This football, you guys. Oh, hi, Kristen. Love the hair, Steve. Everybody was pregnant.
That's it.
One from the 80s. The Queen. That was her birthday party.
Tiny fingers.
Oh, Jacob. Oh.
Oh, yeah. That's 8.
That was that's the birthday trip.
Full surprise. You got it.
It's her birthday. That's a birthday party. 70s birthday party. Donna.
Thank you.
Oh, Lord. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my God. Hi, Bella.
It's Bella.
Hey, Mom. Oh my God, my side trip. I came from her. Literally. Hey, y'all. Oh, gosh.
You're so good. Oh, God. 90 pounds ago.
And a lot of hair.
And a lot of hair, yeah.
Was another part of that trip
Yeah.
when I was at conferences.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Oh, great makeup. Great makeup.
Miss Sarah Evans and Jay Barker.
That's the cyclone.
Yay. Aww.
Graceland.
Oh,
Hey, Tyler.
hey.
Oh, she would look different. Yeah, we do.
Oh,
That was like 5 years ago, right?
yeah, right, 5.
Oh,
Hi, Mom. That's so insane.
Folks, it would be remiss of me, it would be remiss of me not to point out the obvious. There's a void in our world today, isn't there? There's an emptiness. There's a void in our lives. A phone call, a text message that won't come. A trip that won't be taken, a seat perhaps unoccupied at the table. And that void has many names. It has many titles. Faye. As Keith is fond of calling her, his beautiful bride.
yes.
Yes.
Always.
Sister. Best friend.
Sister.
Absolutely. And as we heard from multiple of Faye's grandchildren, the title that probably wins is Grandma, without a doubt. Ball games, cheering and selling concessions, sleepovers. You heard Madison's words about the sleepovers. She was just one of the girls having a sleepover. Her grands were her pride and joy, and she beamed from ear to ear when she talked about it. I don't think anybody in this room has heard her discuss her children or her grandchildren without that grin. The grin that we saw so many times in these pictures. The grin literally had a life of its own. As I was talking with some of my grandchildren, I heard some words I wanted to share. Grandma lit up the room. She was energetic. She was funny. That's an absolute understatement. The energy that she brought to the room. When I think of her, I think of kindness and care. One of the youngest. I think of her, and I get a burst of joy, said one of her grandchildren. And then, even if she was unhappy herself, she made it a point to make everyone around her happy. I'd call that pretty selfless, wouldn't it? It's what she was. The word that was so important to her, we've heard it so many times today, was family, and I'll share a personal reflection about that. Some of you may know I have the opportunity to travel, or I'm required to travel quite often. I'm lucky enough, as a friend of this family, to be able to travel to this area. I live in the Boston area. I travel to this area often enough. And though I didn't always tell her, there was always a text message or a phone call that would read, "Hey, we're celebrating a birthday. You need to join us. Cody's having a game. You need to be there with us. We're having a family get-together, and you need to come and be with us." During COVID, I found myself here. Actually, I'll just end there. I found myself here. Because I've lost count of how many days I was here. And I had the opportunity to scroll back to some of our interactions while I was here. And one of the most poignant was very simple. I'm so proud of the work that you're doing for this world. Please come and see us if you can. And even if you can't, just know that you have family here. And we love you. I knew if I did get to see her, that I was going to experience one of those hugs that we heard Stephen talking about. That hug that just said, I'm glad to see you. I love you. And that amazing, room-filling grin that she had when she was surrounded by her family and just loving life. Same grin that she would get when she spoke of Keith, or children, or grandchildren. P.S. At those dinners, I would always ask her, hey, can I contribute? Can I chip in for dinner? She would look at me, straight-faced, and say, absolutely not. You're part of this family. So, is there a void in our hearts today? I'll offer that our hearts are actually full today. Because if anyone can fill a void of any size with their love, their laughter, their energy, it was Faye, wasn't it? Our memories of her and the lessons that she taught us fill that void. And I'll close by offering this thought. Go all the way back to when I began our service today. We talked about celebrating. And though it's perhaps a slightly odd word to use in a scenario like this, every single one of us is celebrating today. We're celebrating that if we ask ourselves a simple question, if we ask ourselves, is this world a better place because Faye was in it? If we ask ourselves, is my life better for having known Faye? Mom, my beautiful bride, my grandma, the love and the compassion and the fun and the excitement she brought into our lives makes the answer to that question a resounding yes. Yes, our lives are better for having known her. We take comfort in knowing that her legacy lives on, the stories that we share, the memories we hold, and the love of Faye that continues to surround us. May she rest in eternal peace. On behalf of Keith, Stacy, and Amber, Kristen, thank you for your continued output of love and support, for the cards, the texts, the phone calls, the meal trips. You have no idea. We couldn't possibly articulate just how appreciated those sentiments are. To continue sharing love and fellowship, we invite you to join us for a reception here. Stay right where you are. There'll be some food and some finger sandwiches in the back. We ask you to continue sharing the memories and the love and the laughter and the stories just as Faye wants to. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
bed. I need to go.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly, right? We're still live streaming. Probably turn that off. Oh, actually, wait, hang on. I wanted to take this around. Who's that right there?
That's Jacob.
Oh, I thought that was me. I was gonna say that doesn't look like me. And watch out, please. Oh, sorry. Yellow roses. Sorry. Peace and love for watching. Yes.
Sure.
And that's my favorite.
Exactly.
Exactly.